Hi, today we're going to take a look at how to adjust tension on a laminating machine. Oftentimes, laminating film will pass over the heat shoes with a fair amount of wrinkling. Wrinkles that are seen on the heat shoes oftentimes will end up wrinkling our graphic. And of course we want to eliminate those wrinkles by means of a simple adjustment with the knobs that follow the supply mandrels all the way out to the right hand side of the machine. We have one here up on the top, and the lower adjustment is currently out of view. But we'll make the same adjustment top and bottom. There are two rules of thumb when it comes to applying tension to the laminator. The first rule is use as little as possible. Excessive tension only adds to the wear and tear of the laminator and is simply unnecessary, puts a strain on the machine. The second rule of thumb is that the tension on the top must be equal to the tension on the bottom. If they fail to be equal, you're going to find that your graphics will be curled when they're trimmed down to size. So, we run a little bit of laminating film and we'll see that we have wrinkles passing over the heat shoes. To make the adjustment, we're simply going to turn the knobs to the back of the machine, or if you're facing them from the side, we're going to turn it clockwise. What this is going to do is it's going to compress this spring, which will add a certain amount of break or tension to the film. So we're going to give it a turn so that the spring becomes a bit compressed. One of the failures that we often see on laminators of this sort is that the tension will be adjusted to its maximum, so that you can see that the spring is nearly fully compressed. This is inappropriate because it puts an additional strain on the machine. Okay? And we only need a very little amount of tension. So as we run the laminator, I'm going to begin to turn the top knob clockwise and the bottom knob clockwise, and you'll see the wrinkles gradually disappear. There we go. It just takes about one turn at max. If you find that the laminating film still continues to wrinkle as you begin to apply maximum tension, it may be that you simply have an inexpensive type of laminating film. And I suggest that if you find that this particular problem exists throughout your current supply of film, that you look perhaps for a better grade of laminating film. Okay? Rule number one, use as little tension as possible, and two, make sure that the top matches the bottom in terms of tension. Question, of course, is, well, how do you measure that? You really can't measure it by looking at the machine. You have to sort of laminate a scrap piece of paper, let it exit the machine, trim it down, and see if it lays flat on your table. If it lays flat, you're good to go. If you find that your graphic curls up like this, then you have more tension on the top than the bottom. And since rule number one says use as little tension as possible, the goal would be to try to relax the tension on the top rather than increase the tension on the bottom. You with me on that? Okay. So once again, we turn our laminator on and we just turn the knobs until all of the wrinkles disappear. Now I'm going to try to make the wrinkles come back by backing off the tension as much as possible, and if you can pick it up on the bottom and the top, there are some slight wrinkles. Just give it a little bit of a turn until you feel it bite, and generally that's more than enough tension for the laminator. Thanks very much.